My name is Grant Browning, and I'm the founder of one of Toronto's largest Caribbean media groups. With over 20 years of branding and marketing, you can guarantee that I've met some pretty amazing people. My biggest pet peeve is hearing people refer to successful entrepreneurs as overnight successes. But the truth is, there are no overnight successes, just entrepreneurs. Real entrepreneurs with big dreams and a desire to make a difference. They're willing to overcome all the odds just for a chance to taste success. That's exactly what this show is about. Business, success, strategies, the dreams, the struggles, and the victories. We're here to pack a hard punch and knock our dreams into reality by bringing you real stories and experiences right here on The Gloves Are Off. I feel like I heard you say that just now, and I'm thinking of the Bob Marley song, "Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little..." Sorry. Welcome to another edition of The Gloves Are Off with your host, Grant Browning. I am the CEO and founder of Carib 101 Media Group. Chelsea is laughing at us because she has Real Talk still stuck behind us. She's slacking today. Today we have special guests all the way from Markham, Ontario. We have Kevin Huhn, who is the author of 2 books and also co-author of 2 other books. He is award-winning growth strategist, founder and chief inspiring officer at Be Your Best Today. He's a certified coach. Today we're going to learn everything that you need to know about living the life you love while building your business. So Kevin, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope you guys stay tuned through the whole episode. Be sure to put your comments and your posts below. And if you want to chime in and get involved in the conversation, 647-931-4701. So Kevin, welcome.
Thanks, Grant, for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is a return.
Oh, I love it. I could be in your space every day, man. You got some good stuff going on, and this is a great indicator of what business growth is all about. Like, you just transform and you slowly build, grow. You build on your successes, and you keep knowing what's good for you. And what is your thing that's going for you? And you say, that's where we're going. And you literally laser focus. We start off with this, well, we want to be this massive, grandiose thing. And you realize it's when you're laser focused, that's when things happen.
Absolutely. And that happened at the beginning of the year. And since then, we were just talking about that. I haven't taken calls. I haven't done anything.
I want to get to those days, man. It's like, I ain't got time for phone.
Yeah. Well, you have to. Once you start getting that target, then and it's like the end goal is there, and you don't want to stop. Right. And then days like today where you're exhausted and then you have to stop. So Kevin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your history, okay, and where you came from? Yeah,
no problem, Grant. It's funny. I chased my dream as a kid. I wanted to go to pro hockey. Like I was 5 years old. I said to my dad, "Okay, I'm going to pro hockey." Now, for a typical Canadian, right? That's like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? You just think about it. But I got there. It took me years. It took me 37 years. Wow. And I became the director of business development to the Central Hockey League, and then sat on the board of advisory for a little group in the National Hockey League called Diversity, which is all about helping the underprivileged type kid get into hockey. Mm-hmm. And every city in the country and in the U.S. that has an NHL team has these programs. And I got to be on the strategic board, so I sat there. So think about it. Here I am. It's like, pinch me. I realized it. And here's the best part. When I got there, I went, is this all there is? And if you think about it. You're in a business, you do it, or you're in a passion, you're chasing a passion. You get to what you think is the pinnacle, and you go, wow, it's not really fulfilling. And you kind of go, oh. And so what I realized in that journey was I was all about helping, coaching, guiding, teaching, instructing, training. That was my passion. That was the thing that got me. So my business in this last year, because it's only been, since August 2016, has been take all my expertise, package it up, help other people become the best that they can be on their journey. It wasn't my journey that was important. It was other people's journeys. Now, we all have different callings. Like, there's the athlete in a game, and then there's the coach, right? Then there's the owner. Okay, well, I'm like the coach. I got to coach you, guide you, train you, teach you, right? But on a business perspective. Now, that's kind of a long story or a long answer to your question. So my business, Be Your Best Today, that's what it is. It's about how do you be your best, not how do you be compared to me or compared to you or, trying to, oh, look at them, I want to be like them. Yeah, they may inspire you, but you want to be your best. And every single day. Like, are you better today than you were yesterday? Do you know how many people can actually say, they kind of look and go, no, not really. And you go, why not?
For sure, for sure. Now, I know you also just quickly touched on the 37-year thing. I know you have a book of letter after letter after letter that came in of, denial, like, and people were literally saying that, great, we'd love to have you, but no thanks. What drove you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's some serious commitment. Like, that dream has to be really big to do 37 years of constant negative stuff coming at you.
Man. You learn quickly that when people say no to you, what you're made of. Because the word no, we're going to have a lot. Get a pen and paper because it's going to be a show full of nuggets, right? So write these out. But no, when somebody says no to you, what happens? What goes through your head? Oh, would you like to be my client? Would you like to advertise on our station, right? No. Great. Now, do you do this? Hey, no problem. I'm going to go after somebody else. Or do you go, oh, man, I'm not worthy. I suck. I'm terrible. This is no good. That's what happened. This is what was going on in my head. Through these years, it was like, oh, I'm just not good enough. And then I'd get a little bit more inspiration and go, okay, I can thicken up my skin a little bit, and I can go another letter. And every year I'd send letters out. NHL teams, college teams, pro, junior, it didn't matter. I was I want to get out to the spotlight type of hockey, if you will. And it was funny because I look back and I go, what kept me going? And it was the goal. The goal was get to pro hockey, right? So now bring that into business, because Grant, I know you got some great listeners who are business owners and entrepreneurs, and they're like, oh man, I want to get in my business. Okay, so here you are in your business. What's the goal? Because if it's just to make money, done. You're, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in a business, you go, but I just want to make money. I just want to be able to pay my bills. Okay, guess what? All you're going to do is keep paying bills, because that's all you're going to focus on. But what company that you know of, Grant, doesn't have bills? Every company has bills. Why? Because they have suppliers. And the minute you have suppliers, you got bills. Okay, so now that's happened. Now what do? You're thinking, oh, shoot. And all of a sudden this flair loses, the joy, the passion. My passion never changed, because I said, when I get to pro hockey, I'll have hit a pinnacle / arrival point that in my head I thought, here's what it means. I'm making money, got cool connections. Look where I am. People are going to recognize me. I'm worthy. So there was a lot of inner crap. I call it crap because that's what it is at the end of the day. When I started a business, it was now it's about helping other people. And I went, oh my God, the more I help other people, the more I got other people to help, and opportunities started happening. Everything from cool suppliers, partnerships, media relationships, community, all kinds of different things started happening because it was it was bigger than me. See, chasing money is just you.
And it's true that rejection would be greater than the dream or the pain, right?
Exactly. So as I kept getting the no letters, my skin got a little thicker, a little bit tougher, a little tougher. Then I heard this conversation, which was, no means no.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're crap. It doesn't mean you're terrible. It just means no. And you want to laugh? 10 years I chased the Central Hockey League. Took 10 years to get in the league. On the 10th year, the president who I'd been reaching out to left. And he left a note behind. You have to call this guy Kevin. They called me and they hired me on the spot.
And that was based on your book that you had put out too.
Yeah, because I wrote a book on hockey, right? And that was my whole thing. Again, as a kid, I was only hockey. I did listen, I worked for Fortune 500 companies, consulted, trained, coached business owners and people privately. Yeah, that wasn't important to me. It's like no, because I want to go to pro hockey. Everything was pro hockey. I didn't care. I put everything aside. And what I realized was I got all this knowledge and experience from this business world. And I said, why don't I just make that my thing, not the hockey? Hockey's great. I love the sport. I learned so much from the game. But I also realized that it wasn't being in hockey that was this massive fulfillment. You know what was fulfilling? Is meeting people, connecting people, helping them become better. I thought, oh my God, this feels like I'm on stage, I'm on fire. Yeah, I'm still coaching. So it's the same thing, just not coaching hockey players. I'm coaching business owners or people personally, right?
For sure.
And I was like, wow, this is super fulfilling. And tell you what, if you feel fulfilled doing what you're doing, keep doing it. Because that's what's life all about. Seriously, what's it about? Feeling joyful, feeling really good about yourself. Man, let's do it. That's where people miss the boat. Versus, hey, I got this cool glass, Grant. Do you want to buy this glass? The widgets are going to change.
For sure.
Technology is going to change, right? Internet, things will happen on it. Think of social media. dude, 20 years ago, social media, I didn't even know what that word was. Right?
20,
Social
even 10.
media.
10 was still, like a foreign thing, right?
Exactly. Like Facebook. How long have you been? I've been on Facebook. I had this little reminder. Oh, you've been on Facebook for, like I think it was like 9 years or something, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I've been on since then. But I really haven't been using it effectively till the last 2 or 3, 4 years, effectively, if you will. So it's like, wow. Okay, well, when's the next Facebook coming? In 2, 3 years, there'll be some digital technology thing. There's artificial intelligence now. Right? There's things that are happening. Like, wow, you don't really have to think.
They're already forecasting our demise too, so it's all good, right?
Exactly.
It's funny that you say that too, because I remember reading a book which you might have read. It was called Go for No, an amazing book. And listening to your story, it was one of the things they talked about in there is that no, first off, is just like, when your child asks you for a cookie, you do say no. And my daughter is king or queen of this now, I should say. Well, why? Right? And it's so interesting because first off, you can't explain yourself half the time, right? It's like, and he just looks
because I said
because
so.
No means no, right? But then she'll say, but why are you saying no? And I would say, hopefully she never watches this, but 8 times out of 10, depending on what it is, she usually gets what she wants because she knows that the word no is just a word.
That's right.
Right? And that rejection to a child is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a word. It's later on because we get, I think I read, there was another book I read over the years called No Dot People Allowed. And they were talking about the amount of no's that an adult, I think when they reach about 30, is like thousands upon thousands of no's to the point where that negative ramification starts to come out and you're hammered in. And that's when we start putting value on that no, and we start saying like, maybe there's something wrong with me, like, oh, I knew it wouldn't work anyways, kind of thing.
And so, you wear the crap. Like you just talked about meaning, right? So you said, rejection. No is not rejection. What no is saying, stop here. I want to focus on this here, right? It's like, this is not what I want to focus on. This is what I want to focus on. So we say no because we understand it as the cutoff point, right? We just go, that's the cutoff because I'm going to move and switch over to here, right? But what has happened over time is we hear about what no could mean and what no might mean and what no had meant to me when I was a kid and what it meant to your grandfather and what it meant to your cousin and what it meant, right? And so all of a sudden now you have all these meanings of no going, oh, no must mean, holy crap, you're just not good.
Yeah, that's awful. True. We put all these meanings on the word itself, which is a 2-letter word, which means nothing.
Exactly.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about Kevin's experience in history. I'm interested in finding out some of the lessons you've learned in hockey and how you've taken it to business. We'll be right back.
Discover the incredible India.
Welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, I'm here with special guest Kevin Huhn, and we are actually talking about living your dream life, your perfect life, the one that you love while building your business. Just before we went to break, Kevin was actually talking a little bit about his history, talking about the rejection that he faced over 30 years, almost 40 years, before he finally got somewhere in his dream, and then that propelled you totally into a whole different direction. You mentioned earlier that you learned a lot of lessons from hockey, and you brought that into business. What are some of the lessons that you learned?
Well, the first thing to understand is in a team sport, there's a lot of people that are involved. So we're talking specifically hockey, but think basketball, football, soccer, rugby, lacrosse. Like there's team sports. There's so many dynamics. You've got hierarchy. So think of business. You got a boss, and you got colleagues, workers, right? Sports, same thing. You and I are in the same line. We're going to try and do the same thing. Or you're on a different line. I'm on the first line. You're on the first line. I'm on the second line. So I'm trying to get to your level, become the senior manager. We're both managers, but you're senior. So there's a lot of dynamics that happens in a sport team that go into a business. So you think of time management. You think of your own punctuality. You think of your desire to become better. Like if you're in a job, let's just do straight employee. You're in a job. You in the job just for the paycheck? Because if you are, start thinking about why you're doing it. Because it's going to break you down. You're going to start feeling bad inside.
You're going to
like,
hate what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're going to regret going in every day.
Exactly. Get into a job in a position that you go, wow, this is actually pretty cool. And it's challenging for me. In other words, I got to become better. Well, I learned that in sports. Hey, I'm a hockey player. I want to become better. I don't want to just stay and just be where I'm going to be. Why? Because the guys around me, girls around me, they're going to get better. Oh, I got to get better. So now there's that challenge sense, right? Then you've got everything from the typical time management, mind frame, visualization thinking, right? So you watch a typical athlete, I don't care who it is. I use basketball as a great example. They're standing on the free throw line with no ball in their hand, and their hands are just doing this. And they just kind of go like this, and their eyes are closed, and they're going like this. I remember watching a hockey game once, and they had a little bit of a video clip of in between periods, break, right? And there's this guy, and he's just sitting on the bench, and he's like this, and his hands are going, and his eyes, and he can see things happening. And then he goes like this, and he kind of goes like that, and he winds up, and he shoots, right? And this is in his mind, but you watch his physical body. He's got no stick in his hand, nothing. He's just kind of going through the motion. Interesting. The game shows a clip where exactly that happened. And it was a pass, and he came over, and he shot the puck, and I went, holy crap, he was sitting on the boards. Now, I teach visualization, but it's really cool to see it in action, right? So sports gives you those opportunities. Then you think on the business side of sports. See, a lot of people get into sports, and they don't think the athlete, the coach, maybe some, the water equipment guy, that kind of thing, right? What about the administration side? There's sales side. There's people selling tickets, selling sponsorship, getting PR. Listen, you're on the media. If you are a sports journalist, beat writer, you're going to cover the team. You're going to talk to the PR person of the team and go, hey, so give me some inside scoops. What's going on, right? So here I am if I'm in that environment at, I'll call it pro sports level, you start thinking about all the different dynamics of places. Okay, well, that's all business and personal development stuff. And you go, oh, wait a second. Sports is almost exactly like building a team in my business. And if you're a solopreneur, let me ask you something. Is anybody helping you? Does anybody give you the internet? Does anybody give you a cell phone? Well, they're part of your team. And how are you building a relationship with all your suppliers and vendors? Because most companies and the business owners I talk to, Grant, I've been in the U.S. and Canada. I've done this presentation. Branding's my thing. I mean, we've talked about this. If you're not building up supplier relations, they're just there, and you're wasting opportunities, like money, leaving money on the table. Because imagine having the supplier say to you, Grant, you're like my favorite client. I love being here. What do you need? What you can do? And then all of a sudden you're going, man, I got like a sales guy who's my supplier saying I'm his best client. Whoa. Or I'm her best client.
It leaves an impression.
Absolutely. Yeah. So build supplier relations. And if you go, well, they don't really know me, then guess what? Pick up the phone and say, hey, how you doing? I'm one of your clients. Can we talk? Can we meet? Can we do something? And it depends on who it is, obviously, right? But every supplier is part of your business to make it happen. Look, you got microphones. Well, you had to buy them from somebody, right? I don't care if you bought them online. You bought that client got you that technology, right?
For sure.
Okay, great. Had to get the walls painted. Oh, okay, great. Had to get a table built. Had to have chairs. Had to have a phone. I got to have the lights turned on, right? Have you ever talked to the electricity company? Now you think, why would I do that? I don't know, but maybe they could become a client. Maybe they could become just a viewer, a watcher. Maybe they could recommend you and say, look who our client is. Buddy, you don't even know who's out there talking about you, right? So I talk all the time. I say, think of every relationship that's in your business. Everyone. Build it up. I know we're off topic from the team thing.
No.
But the same on the team. The same goes with the team, right? Why do you build a team in your own business? Why do you build a team in sports? Well, if it's a team sport, you got to do it. Do you know that golfers, swimmers, athletes who are like triathlon, they're all individuals, right? Ask them if they have a team. They're going to name their chiro, their physio, their nutritionist, their mental coach, their manager, their office. They're going to have 5, 6, some of them 10 people on a team.
For sure.
Why? Because they want to be the best athlete they can be, and they need people who are experts in their fields doing what they can to help them become the best one. Well, as an entrepreneur, don't you want a good team around you? And most people don't think like that. They think, oh, it's just me by myself. Right? Oh.
Well, you mentioned the power of visualization. That's a tongue twister.
Visualizing, baby.
Chelsea, are we supposed to be going for a break? Oh, we're over time already? Oh, okay.
Nice.
Give us 2 minutes. We're just starting here. I feel like we just started.
We're just diving in, baby.
You mentioned the power of visualization. Man,
Yeah.
I can't say that today. I don't know what's up with me. But I remember reading somewhere that exactly what you're talking about, how the athletes would picture it in their head. And I remember reading that they actually said that your muscles fire off the same way that they would if you were actually doing it.
As a matter of fact, you can stir up any emotion in your body, and the emotions are really hardwired into our bloodstream, like anger, frustration, passion, joy. All these feelings that you have, they're in your nervous system. They're wired into your body, right? So what happens is, as you think about something, so if we were to say, okay, let's do this fun little example. Let's think of a lemon, and you take a lemon, and I say, close your eyes, and you think, okay, and you can sort of picture it, right? And you kind of get this lemon going, and you go, all right. And I say, okay, now just kind of bring it to your nose for a second, and you like for a split second, you'll be like, oh, I know what it kind of, like your brain will go, I remember what a lemon smells like. Okay, great. Now take a bite out of it, and you go, oh, and you just like go, and you haven't even, there's no lemon here. There's water and you and I talking. But you can get this kind of like feeling from a lemon because your memory will actually recall it and bring it into your so from the subconscious into the conscious, and then it drives it through the body, and you kind of go, oh my God, like, and you just kind of like, you can't believe it. That's what happened. Visualization is really just taking your memory. Think of a computer. It's got a hard drive and a RAM, the ROM and RAM, right, at the end of the day. So the ROM is where all you keep. You put something in, now you've memorized it. When's your birthday? March 24, 1964. Great. So that's in your hard drive, right? Mm-hmm. But the RAM is, hey, Grant, I'm going to give you a phone number. Can you call it right away? And you go, okay, what's the number? And like 12, 14 seconds, you're like, okay, what was that number again? So the RAM is like this short-term thing. Well, it's like in your computer, right? It's the same thing. It's like this. It can work with memory right here. The minute you turn your computer off, that memory's gone. And you got to turn it back on. I can go get the hard stuff. I can go get that Word document. I can go get that picture. But that thing that I did a copy, hey, I'm going to copy this thing and keep it. Yeah, that goes. Well, we're no different. So when you pull out the memory, everything's attached to it. Now, here's what I mean by everything. Your 5 senses. You only live your life through 5 senses. Visual, smell, touch, taste, and hearing, I think, if I didn't say it. So those 5 senses, that's your whole life. Well, that's what gets connected to everything you do. So the minute you visualize that lemon, your senses kick in. The color, the feel, the smell, the taste, the sound. If you were to maybe peel it, and you could kind of maybe even hear the sound of peeling. Maybe there's no sound, but a little bit. Taking a knife, you'd go, oh, yeah, okay. Right? So you're recalling what your experience was. And by the way, it's only your experience. Because a child of, let's say, 3 months old, and you say, oh, think about a lemon. Like, they don't eat, like, they're just looking into space. They have nothing, because there's been no connection. There's been no neuron connection, nothing happening in them that they understand. Now, can they touch lemon and go, it's kind of sour? Sure. That's going to be the physical reaction to it, right? But the memory won't go. Done enough, the memory will be there. Then the strands of the neurons that are connecting in the brain become very strong. And you go, oh, I remember lemons. Holy crap, I'm not eating lemon anymore. Other people go, oh my God, lemon, I love lemon, right?
Which is true, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of us shy away from certain things based on recall, that automatic thing of like that failure that happens. You automatically recall that when you get that same situation present. I know you got stuff to add to that. We're going to take a quick break, though. I'm getting the signs. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Grant here from Care 101 Media Group, and this is an outreach video going out to everybody with a request for assistance on your part. As you guys know, there's a lot of devastation that happened in the islands because of Hurricane Irma. There are families that are hugely displaced. Some islands are over 95% inhabitable, and people are reaching out to us, asking us where they can either give products or aid or finances, and at the time we didn't know where to go.
So in order to aid in relief efforts, Care 101 Media Group has started up a GoFundMe page where the community can now go and help submit donations in order to help rebuild the infrastructure that's been damaged due to Hurricane Irma. So, you know, going to the page, donating like at least $5, $10, even $50 isn't very much, but it will help, you know, our Caribbean brothers, sisters, families, friends in helping rebuild their homes.
There's also a call for certain donation items as well, which are personal hygiene products they're looking for. They're requesting things like baby diapers, baby food, clothing, things like toiletry, personal hygiene products, garbage bags, disinfectants, so that they can help with the cleanup. So at our office at 55 Rutherford Road South, Unit 205 in Brampton, we are set up to receive your donations there. So instead, you know, if you'd like to donate some items versus donating money, please come on over to the office here in Brampton. We'd be more than happy to accept your donations. We will be getting it together in about 2 weeks, and I believe the date would be September 21st that we'd like to turn the items over to the Consulate General Office for Antigua, where they'll be shipping it down to Barbuda for distribution there.
Now keep in mind too that as much as it's nice to give toiletry products and stuff like this, they also have to try and get it down there. But a lot of these islands have been so hugely devastated that they need money to rebuild and get supplies and stuff like that. So we're kindly asking that if you can please, if it's $5, $10, $15, $20, please donate, because that's what they need the most. They need to start rebuilding their infrastructure, rebuilding homes, and creating shelters for these people that are displaced. So again, if you can help, we greatly appreciate it. It's perfect here where we are right now, and we can only imagine what families are going through, not having homes, losing all their possessions, and literally not having anything that they know as home around them.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Oh, we can have a sing-along. Campfire going. If you're just tuning in, we're not nuts. We're just having a little bit of fun. It is ridiculously miserable today outside. It is cold. I don't know what happened. It was like 30 degrees. Somebody was in the other side of the studio was complaining it was too hot. Now she's complaining it's too cold. And she's giving me that look. Anyways, if you guys are just tuning in, you're tuned into The Gloves Are Off. My name is Grant Browning. I have a special guest here from Markham. His name is Kevin Huhn. He's an author. He's an accredited coach. He has accomplished a lot, been through a lot. He has an incredible story. We've just been going through that. Just before we went to break, we were actually talking about your cognitive functions and fight or flight mode, and relating it to that lemon and you know, that taste, that feel that you get from the certain experiences, whereas a 3-month-old would never have that. Relating to business now, and even personal issues. I mean, a lot of people, even in relationships and everything like that too, when they get to that certain point or that certain scenario or situation comes up, that fight or flight mode kicks in, and we don't even know because it's programmed in us now. And the automatic reaction is, oh no, not again, and you want to fly, like you want to take off. You want to evade that situation. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. The biggest thing that we do as we grow older, like literally from birth to maturity, right? Mm-hmm. So maturity could be 18, 19, 20. There's no age. It's just the maturity factor. Is the thought process that we go through of where we store memories, how we recall them, and then where they get etched in our bodies, right? And so there's this component in our brain. It's kind of interesting without it getting too technical. There's a component in our brain that will be like part of us as a human being and a being on Earth. So think of animals, right? It's the four basic kind of things. It's like, I got to reproduce, I got to eat, I got to sleep, right? And it's survival. Like if something happens to me, like I got to be able to run, leave, do whatever, right? So you kind of fight for, you don't want to die. It's that survival mode. Well, we have that. Now, the one thing we have as an intellectual being, or considered to be the most intellectual beings on the earth, is the ability to connect spiritual. We have a thinking process. The animals have a thinking process as well. But what they don't have is what we have, is a language at the level that we have our language at. Doesn't mean that they don't have a language they can speak. You hear about whales and dolphins, and they go, oh, look, they're trying to communicate, or monkeys. Yeah, they communicate with the best way they can. But we have this other means of speaking. We use, our vocal cords and all this. And you go, well, so, like, if I'm you, I'm going, what's this got to do with my business, and who cares? Think about a situation that you'll be in under pressure. Oh, my God, my bill's due tomorrow, and we don't have the sales. What do? You start scrambling, and you actually create a tension in your body. And this tension gets you to, okay, now you got to start thinking. You ever see people, they're running on adrenaline. Like, they're super tired, but man, they're wired, man. They just keep going. Yeah, because all of a sudden the brain kicks in with fluid and stuff, and it just gives you this boost. These endorphins kick in. Everything's going. You're just like, wow, and you got to stay.
It's not chocolate.
Exactly. And you got to stay afloat. Like, you're like, I got to stay awake. I got to go. And if you tried to sleep, you couldn't, because you've actually engaged every energy level in sense in your body to go, I got to make this outcome happen. Have you ever been stuck on an idea? Here's a great thing. Just think of something that's happening. You go, oh my God, I can't believe somebody called me, or it was an email, or somebody said something, like, and you can't get that out of your head. Mm-hmm. Great example is a song. You hear a song, you're like, man,
don't worry.
Oh my God. Okay.
About a thing.
So I'm old enough to go, you guys aren't old enough, but I'm old enough. I remember Disney had the Little World, the Little World, oh man, I can't even think of the song now. See? But when I get the song in my head, it's a small world after all. Oh my God. Okay. The minute I hear it's a small world, it's like, oh crap, now I go to sleep with that song. I wake up, I'm like, what the heck happened, right? Because once that memory gets kicked in, and it is connected with more senses than just one. In other words, it's not just, I heard it. It's what were you smelling at the time? It's what were you seeing at the time? It's what were you tasting? Mm-hmm. What were you touching? Oh my God. And I can remember I was 8 years old. I was in Disney World. I was in the little boat, and we're going around this boat, and this is happening, and I'm hearing this song over and over and over. So I can't see a boat without thinking it's a small world. It's like, oh my God, right? But it's etched in this body of mine, right? And this is what happens to all of us. Well, that cognitive thing you're talking about, there's a learning aspect of it that really gets in. It gets wired into our body. Like, it's part of us physically. It's not just, there's a thing, Grant, I remember. Yeah, no. It's like
it's
in there, right? Yeah. And the more you do it, the more you physically go and engage in it and empower it. And one of the greatest things, I'll tell you, if you want to have success in your business, change how you use your body. Like, you'll be like, what are you talking about? Imagine, I'm going to use a hockey analogy, but it's a physical business, and it's the same thing you put in business. So a hockey coach walks into a dressing room, 10 people. A basketball coach walks into a basketball. Football coach walks into baseball. Like, they all walk into the room, right? And they walk in like this. Okay, we have a really big game. Get inspired. You'd be like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, who is this guy or who's this girl, right? The minute you want to talk, and if I want to engage you, man, I better be engaging, right? It's no different in your business. If you want a customer, Grant, I sell these great glasses. I don't know if you'd want one. You'd be like, get out of me. Get out of here. What are you doing, right? But if I walk in and go, Grant, oh my God, do you ever have a party and you want to have that perfect glass? And you're like, yeah. And I get into passion, excitement. All of a sudden, I could sell you this glass, man. You'd be like, oh, I could see what he means. Yeah, I got the whole thing. Because I've brought on this energy about myself. Change your body, change your life. Like, and I'm not talking about losing weight, gaining weight. Don't do anything. Don't eat any different or drink any different. Use your body differently. Speak with passion. Speak with excitement. Be enjoyed. Just go, wow, this is awesome. Your hands in the air. All of a sudden, you're like, oh wow, like I kind of feel different. No, but think about it.
But
right?
That's true. Yeah, it's true.
And there's this, right? People say to me, oh, I've tried moving my body, and I say, okay, go ahead, show me. And they go, and these are my clients. And I'll do it on the phone, Zoom, face to face. I say, okay, just show me how you use, for excitement. And they go, okay. And I go, are you kidding me? They're like, that's like water just kind of waving. You got to explode. And they're like, what? And I go, explode. And they go, and then you can see they're nervous, right? But the minute they do, here's what happens. Oh, I feel different. Yeah, because you've physically used your body.
You've shifted your energy.
You've changed your energy. You've changed how you think. You cannot thing. You can't get into that same space you were just in. Because if I said, please describe someone depressed, you could physically describe them, which is pretty crazy. Like, how do you describe somebody depressed? Yeah. Are their shoulders round? Yeah. Are they breathing shallow? Yeah. Are they looking up or down? Down. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I could get depressed if I stay like this and if I don't talk with any passion. Right? Change your body.
We know a lot of people like that.
I love it. No, but it's true. And listen, this is what I do with hockey players. You know, a hockey player will come to me and say, oh, coach, I'm in a scoring slump. Think about that. Basketball. Think of all the sports, right? I'm in a slump. And I go, really? So in hockey, I say, oh, what's the slump? Well, I haven't scored goals. I go, oh, cool. This is the nugget, people. Watch. I go, show me scoring. And they go, what? What do you mean? I said, well, show me the action scoring. He goes, well, you shoot the puck. I said, no. I said, that's shooting. I go, what? I said, put your hand on the stick. So they put their hands on the stick, take a puck. And I go, move that. I go, oh, I call that shooting the puck. Oh, I go, show me scoring. I can't. I said, that's what your brain's doing. Your brain's going, oh, you're in a scoring slump. Why? Because it doesn't know what the action scoring is. Try and get a client. Can you get a client? Yeah, I can get a client. How do you get a client? Oh, I have to pick up the phone, or I have to go see them face to face, or I have to type an email. So it's not getting a client you want. It's connecting, relating, phoning, speaking, meeting, right? Action words. Your brain goes, oh, I get action words. Want to change your business? Change your actions.
So would you say then identifying the problem and then from there doing the proper steps to be able to move forward would be a good thing then?
Yeah, here's the thing. Most people can't even identify the problem. They don't even know they have a problem. Think of business owners. So, Grant, you're in a business. You run a business, right? If I said to you, what's your problem? You probably list them all, right? But there's probably some in the back that you don't even aware of. They're in there. And that could be literally changing how, if you paid attention to it, all of a sudden it went there. From symptom to problem to then solution. Right? And here's what most of us do as business. This is what we do. Grant, if I got the best blank and I offer solution, you're in the symptom mode. You're not even hearing. You're not even hearing solution because all you can think about is, oh, my neck hurts. Oh, my back hurts. I'm not sleeping well at night. God, my stomach. Oh, my wife and I are fighting all the time. Friggin' phone's not working. This isn't working. Oh, this employee did this. You're in symptom mode, pal. You're not even listening to solution. We as business owners, our problem is we talk symptom instead of talking, we talk solution instead of talking symptom. The minute you talk symptom, so Grant, biggest frustration for you. Oh, Kev, we're trying to get new clients. Cash flow is really bad right now. And I go, are you sleeping at night? No, man, it's getting me up at 2 a.m. And I go, what's really the problem? It's not the cash flow. It's this sinking feeling that if you don't pay this particular bill on Thursday at 3 o'clock, you're going to be told you're a loser because, your wife said it, your friend said it, and the bank's going to call you. And like those symptoms, that's what we drive home. As a business owner, relate to people with symptoms. Talk in symptom mode. What are you going through right now? Oh, this. Right. And then you go, oh, man, that's cool. So your problem is, if you could get cash flow going, oh, my God, it'd be so cool. Could you imagine if I could show you how to do that in 1 hour? Are you serious? You could, yeah, like, oh, my God, this is great. Okay, let's do it. Right, whatever, right? And I'm saying an hour. But just use an example, right? I mean, I do coaching for an hour. I do consulting. I do training classes for a full day workshop, and I'll reinvent your brand.
Yeah.
And people are like, holy cow. Like this. And I blow their minds because they go, I had no idea. And we've talked about some of the things. But most people don't look at business this way. They look at business like this. I got this cool thing, Grant, and it's I'm going to sell it. I go, really? Who wants it? Do you know anybody who's want it? Have you done a market test? Do you even know? I'm like, no. And they're like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. Help me out,
I've seen many people like that.
Think of who comes to your door. So you're a business. Hey, listen, if you're a business like you have multiple employees, you got people coming to your door trying to sell you stuff and check this out and come buy this, whatever. Who gets your attention? Like, who's the one that, and think about it, they probably do certain things. They probably, the way they speak, what they say, the words, how
their energy is huge.
Right, absolutely. Walking, oh my God, thank you so much. Hey, this is such a cool place, right? The minute someone says, you're awesome, you're pretty cool, I got your attention. If I do this, hey, I have this amazing service, and I really am good, and I've been doing this for a long time, and what I do is I really help out. What have you heard? I don't give a damn, but if I do this, listen, I'll bet you're struggling right now. You'd like to increase sales, get a credibility going to get really recognized, and you know that you have value, and you'd love to do this for free. Now what do you do? You're like, what? Talk to me, Kev. Like, what's going on? It's all about you. And as a business owner, we fail. We do. We go in and we keep going, but I know my glass. I know my glass. People don't care about the glass. You know what they want? Oh. Yeah. I can drink because I'm thirsty. Well, I have the removal of thirst tool. You know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I was like, really? Because I'm really thirsty. That could be really helpful.
The thirst holder.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to find out more about what Kevin does professionally and how he can benefit you.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
And we're back. If you guys are just tuning in. What, was that too much energy? So I'm listening to Kevin.
Yeah. Look out, people. Here we go.
We are back. We have special guest Kevin Huhn, who is an author, a certified coach. We have been going through experiences, talking about fight or flight mode. Kevin, why don't you give us a little bit about what you do professionally as a business and how you can benefit our viewers, which are entrepreneurs, business owners, and I should say now listeners too, because you can... The Gloves Are Off is now available on Stitcher and on iTunes, so we have to acknowledge them. So why don't you give them a little bit of an idea of how you can benefit them?
Sure. One of the things that you probably want as a business owner is say, look, how do I gain credibility? How does somebody look at what I do and say, wow, this is important. I want to learn more about it, right? So as a business owner, that you want that. You want awareness. You want to get to people. Right? And at the same time, you want to say, listen, I know I can help you. And you want that opportunity to get them in that mode of having that conversation. So I help people make media matter. And I do this from one perspective. We've been talking about a lot of different things. Watch this. So when I was a kid, I wanted pro hockey. Got to pro hockey, and I realized as on my journey that everything that we do as human beings is about relationships. Everything. Like everything you have, I want a restaurant. I gotta have a vendor, supplier, customers. You think of all these things, right? But nobody looks at media as a relationship. They just look at this big thing. So here we are in media, right? How important is this relationship for me and my business? For you and your business? If you haven't reached out to Grant, why not? Like, have you said, hey, Grant, dude, like you're doing some amazing things. What's going on? What do you need? What's going on? Guess what he does on a daily basis? Meets people, talks to people. I teach people about making media matter in your business because media is one relationship that is so powerful. They connect with the community. Just think of your local community, local little newspaper. You think, whatever. Do you know how many people they probably meet all my customers? They probably meet all my suppliers. They probably meet my competitors. Why not build that relationship to understand how it can help you in your business? So as simple as that is, making media matter to me is one of the most important things that business can do. And most people don't do it. They don't spend the time. They can't be bothered. They go, who cares, whatever. When they understand the power behind media, holy cow, they go, yeah, I'm changing my focus. So, and that's kind of a high level. I mean, just because I'm here with you. I could go on for hours, by the way. But I help business owners. I mean, at the end of the day, I help business. You want to grow your business? You want that credibility? Listen, you say you've been on Grant Brownlee's show, all of a sudden credibility goes through the roof, right? Because somebody goes, wow, I saw you on that thing. Hey, that's pretty cool. You can't buy that. I can buy advertisement, but I could never say I was on your show if I just do advertisement.
Come on, man. I'm blushing now.
No, but think of what you've done. Think of what you've done like 3 years ago, Grant. How big was the show?
Yeah, it was nothing.
Right? And it's slowly growing. And look at the people you're connecting with. I'd be an idiot to go, I don't want to connect with Grant. Why? Grant knows people that could help my business. And I could help their business. Right? So it's a relationship. Like, oh, my God. And people don't realize media relations, huge power.
It's big. It's
Absolutely.
very, very big.
Absolutely.
And if you use it to your advantage and leverage it, it can actually help propel your business
Exactly.
as well.
Listen, to get the word out, what do you have to do? Grant, for you to tell people about your show, what do? Hey, you ask them, hey, can you share this? Can you listen in, right? If nobody listened, you'd be like, okay, we got no audience. We got to get an audience. If you got no audience, how are you going to sell advertising? How are you going to get companies to go, I want to be a part of this? All of a sudden, there's a ripple effect. So listen to what I just said, folks. If you got a business and you're saying, man, I want to advertise, you're going to come on Grant's show. Why? Because he's got an audience, right? Are you going to go to Jay's TV show who Jay has nobody listening and watching? Why? Well, nobody's listening and watching. So why would I go
just
there?
as a disclaimer, I know nobody named Jay.
We're just being clear. That's right. No, but the key thing is build relationships with those where your audience is, with your client is. Grant and I, I've been on the show a couple times with you, but we've talked from a perspective of how do we help the business. Look at your focus. It's dynamic in Toronto, right? The Caribbean marketplace. It's clear. It's not like, well, we're kind of sort of like we take care of 12-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 50. It's no, we're clear, man. This is the Toronto Caribbean Network. Period. Like, oh, I know what that is. I know who they're going to take care of. I got to get after them. I have the product or service that, man, Grant could help me do that. Or another show that you've got, because you got multiple shows that go through here, right? So as a media relationship, man, I got to get to know you. So the social that you guys put on, okay, I got to talk about that because I was there and I was blown away. Where else can you meet like-minded people, get the right products, services in the hands of your client, mingle? I mean, at the end of the day, don't you enjoy being around people? It's not just about you selling your thing. It's about building a relationship.
For sure.
Dude, I may not have all the right title, but I'm going to tell you, if anybody's thinking about the social, get to the social. I'll be there.
So while we're on that, let's do a quick plug just to let everybody know. If you haven't got your tickets yet, those that missed out last year, you guys missed out. It was a good event. Everybody had VIP tickets. They had lunch. Did you get to have lunch as well?
That's right.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a 5-course meal that came from the banquet hall itself, so it was catered in. Guys, we are running half-price tickets right now. So early
bird.
Early bird. We have limited amount, but we are doing half price. So half price for the VIP, half price for general admission. Understand that those tickets are what's going to get you into the conference area to see the speakers. Last year we had Maestro Fresh West, we had Michi Me, we had did you see Daniel Lewis? Did you see what's been happening with him lately?
Well, I saw he shook the hand of Prince Philip.
Yeah, and he's now got an
Charles.
official hush-hush invitation from Buckingham Palace for his company, that's T. So since he has spoken on stage, he has progressed so much more. So, I mean, these are the caliber of people that we've actually had there. So, guys, half-price tickets. Check out eventbrite.com. Search the Toronto Caribbean Business Social. You'll get more information on there. You also have an event coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Why don't you give people a little bit about what's happening?
This one?
Absolutely.
All right. So one of my clients, there's a guy named Sadhguru, and if you know anything about him, he's a yoga. Like he's a yogi, really. but he's coming to Canada. He hasn't been here. He hasn't been in Toronto for about 6-7 years. He was in Vancouver, I think, 2 years ago. And this guy has blown me away. Like 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know who he was. Now I'm starting to realize this guy's international, wow, millions of followers, YouTube, everything, like unbelievable. He's been interviewed by Arianna Huffington, Deepak Chopra, I mean, some major players in the world, right? And he's coming to Toronto, and he's doing his 2-day inner engineering. Now, you look at that and you say, oh, what's the big deal? This guy is all about peace, and you get access to him. It's going to be in Mississauga, 2,500 people doing yoga at one time. I'm like, 2,500 people. It's been amazing. And
yoga.
Yeah, and they've asked me to help out, so I do a lot of the PR. Another part of our business is helping out with PR. But it's more about this. If you want to build a business, and Grant, you preach this because you say, Kevin told me to tell you this. If you're trying to build a business, then you got to build you, and then you got to build your relationships, period. And you think, oh, that's pretty easy. My dad taught me it's not what you know, it's who you know in business that matters. Period. Like,
true.
Think of everything that's in your life. It's something somebody you knew helped you get to where you are. So go out and build good relationships. Be in great events. And maybe you go, oh, this is not really for me. Okay, that's fine. But go to events. Be at the social. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you're watching this, you got to be at the social. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts, right? My events are, this is about a yoga experience, right? So you go, great. Hey, I'm into spiritual healing. That's fantastic. Mainstream. This guy's mainstream. He's not even like, I thought he was, you got to be a yoga guru specialist kind of thing. No, he's mainstream, and he talks mainstream. So that's October 14 and 15.
I like what exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, I was worried about it. Good job, it was waterproof. I like what you were saying, too, where you were talking about peace and what they do, what he was talking about, where he would be the type of person that you'd have different religions and different nationalities, and we ask, you want peace, you want peace, you want peace, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And so let's have peace.
Exactly.
So I think he needs to speak to Trump.
There you go. Exactly, right? Because at the end of the day, if you ask Trump what he wanted, this is not a political stand at all, but if you asked him what he wanted, he'd probably want peace, love, joy, happiness. He wants to know what he matters, that he's making a difference in the world. I'll bet you. You know what's interesting? So does everybody else in the world. You want to know you matter. You want to know what you're doing makes a difference. Grant, what you're doing, you want to know it's making a difference. You want to know that it matters to your audience, to your listeners, that your business has the opportunity to make an impact in the community.
It's true.
Right? And if it does, it's interesting. That's what everybody else wants with their business. Hey, I want to know that I matter for my clients, for my suppliers, for all the different relationships I'm building. And I go, wow, well, so does everybody else. So then respect that and come at it from, how can I help you? See, serve first. If there's nothing I can teach you, Grant, it's serve first. Like, if you come at every relationship and go, what can I do for you? How can I help you? And if you don't believe me, try calling me or emailing me and watch the reaction you'll get. Because it's not going to be me selling you. It's going to be, how do I help you? What do you need? Who do you need to connect to? That's what I'm all about.
On that note, how can people get a hold of you?
The easiest is kevinhuhn.com, basically my name. So Kevin, Kevin, Huhn.com.
And you're on the social medias as well? Yeah,
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, feel free to connect. I'm constantly posting cool little nuggets and tidbits and stuff.
Where can people get your books?
Book, my How to Reinvent MidlifeDreams.com. Like, can you get a better title than that? How to Reinvent MidlifeDreams.com. And you can pick up the book there. Hockeyology, you can get through kevinhuhn.com. There's not too many copies left. It's in the Hockey Hall of Fame, by the way.
Really?
Like, talk about that claim to fame, right? When that happened, I was like, wow, my book, I didn't make it, but my book made it.
Yeah. That's still pursuing your dreams, right? And going past your rejections. So, folks, I hope you had a lot of fun today. We had fun. We've created a swamp.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We need Trump here to drain it.
Go swimming. Let's go swimming.
I hope you guys have had value today. I would like to ask, if you have received value, please do share it. Leave comments if you have any questions. We are going to put Kevin's information in the bottom shortly after the show, where you can contact him. It's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much. If you guys are listening on Stitcher and iTunes, iPod, all these things, please be sure to leave a review if you saw value in it. We really do appreciate it, good and bad. We want to find out what you guys are seeing as value and invaluable information. So until next week, have a great week, and we'll see you next week.